Hazak u'baruch v'ezat Hashem mincha is going to be at 5:10. Please be on time. The Chazan, when he goes ahead and he says Kedusha, he has to be conscious of what's going on around him. Because let's say he knows that the whole congregation, let's say it's not a big minyan, and the whole congregation finished their own silent Shmona Esrei. And now they got up to Kedusha, so he should really be saying it together with the rest of the congregation. He shouldn't be waiting for them to answer and then he responds. So if they say Kadosh, 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 he shouldn't be waiting around, let them finish, and then I'm going to say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Rather, the whole community, including the Chazan, should be saying it together. Now, why do I say he has to be conscious? Because sometimes you have in the minyan people that didn't yet finish the tefillah, and they're still in the middle of their Shmona Esrei. And now the Chazan has an added responsibility. When he says Kadosh, 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 he's supposed to have them in mind, because they're not able to answer, so they have to hear from him. So he has to be wise enough to realize that, and then he has to be louder than everybody else, so that people can hear him, that his voice is distinct. So some people, they have, Baruch Hashem, a very strong voice, and they could just raise it, and then their voice will be heard over the rest of the community, but he has to be aware that people need that. Or if his voice is a little bit weaker and the congregation are B'rei Ayin Hara, they know how to Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh properly, so then it's not going to be so easy for him to do it. If he starts to scream, they're still not going to hear him. So then he should wait a second or two until everybody says Kadosh, and then he'll follow suit. And that way he'll be heard, and the people that are in their Shmona Esrei will be able to hear the Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh properly. What we learn from here is a Chazan has to be very attentive to what's going on around him, and he has to be aware that he has a responsibility to be motzi those that are unable to be yotzei yedei chovatam. And this is true by the whole tefillah, because sometimes people, I give you as an example, in Tahanun, you see this sometimes, people in Tahanun, they don't say the words. They're there banking, I guess, on the Chazan. They shouldn't be, they should be saying the words. But at the very least, they're hearing the Chazan. The Chazan has to be careful. He has to be attentive. People are listening to me. I'm going to have them in mind. Or the Psukei de Zimra. Sometimes people aren't saying the words. So the Chazan should have them in mind. And that way, the Chazan realizes what he's doing and he's paying attention to the mitziut, to the reality on the ground. And that's a sign of a good Chazan. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.